Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Despite wishing for a tough run, the game's taking it very easy on us. Q07A, A6X3, come on, give it to me, game, I can handle it. I shouldn't say anything in that voice. We start this one in an interesting position. We got number 2, and we got Lemon Mishap. Both of which I actually think are pretty good. However, we could hurt ourselves pretty easily, and we're on an XL floor. So, it's not inconceivable that we could fuck up our deal with the devil chance on this floor. And if we fuck up our deal with the devil chance on this floor, it's going to be very difficult for us to... Well, it's going to possibly be difficult for us to get the traction necessary to succeed. Or it could be very easy. Or it could be somewhere in between. You know, we gotta... That's basically what we're going to see as the run progresses. But... as you can see, I actually kind of have a cool way to deal damage here that is semi-unique to this run, and I'm glad that we have a cool way to deal damage that is semi-unique to this run because our tiers sure as hell don't do anything. So, honestly, the number 2 pickup is a little bit of a godsend here. I think we should try to just beat both bosses right now. The idea here being that... if we can just get through this, we'll get an early deal with the devil, and we could really use a DPS improvement right now. Our rate of fire is bad, and it should feel bad. But seriously, like, our rate of fire is bad, and our DPS is bad. We gotta get as many butt bombs out there as possible. He just blew himself up, so... Little Horn, it's statistically unlikely the next boss will be more difficult. Especially with the damage upgrade, which we just got right there. And Monstro actually... gets countered pretty hard by our item combinations right now. Especially if we can get him to stand on top of Lemon Mishap like he just did. Easy, easy, easy. We get a... basically the best part of this is getting the extra Demon Heart to protect us for deal with the devil chances in the future. Or just survival. And then we got Betrayal from our deal with the devil. And our deal with the devil item was pretty bad here, but life goes on. We're going to try to continue to kind of min-max this floor as... un-Northern Lion-y as it may seem. Store credit, nothing wrong with that. And I think we've done a good job so far. This is actually a run that I'm relatively fond of. I'll be honest with you, there's no danger of me stopping the kind of... Oh, another syringe. I don't mind whatever it gives us statistically. Actually, I think it upped our damage as well based on the size of our tiers. But even if it lowered our damage and HP, I was taking it to get closer to Spun. And we have one more item room remaining. That was ballsy, but it worked. This is beautiful. I actually think we're playing very well right now. And that is, it's a novel situation to find myself in. So Milk, people have given me a learning experience with respect to this item. Milk only increases your rate of fire, or sorry, rather lowers your tier delay after you take damage. If you haven't taken damage, it does no such thing, so... I was a little bit under a mistaken impression. Our DPS still sucks, mostly now because our rate of fire is pretty bad, but with between the combinations of items we got here, we got a relatively good thing going. With store credit, I'll admit I would love to actually be able to go to the shop. No such luck, it seems. Well, this may be our secret room, but still probably would not help us much. Okay. We're going to check our curse room. A Demon Judgment might be the best thing we could get in here right now, but... 2 Spirit Hearts is also pretty good. All things considered, I think that was a really well done first floor. I like the archetype that we have for damage right now, and I think we played well. We didn't take damage except against the Curse Room door, which is a boss that's very difficult to beat. Wait, one of these is a library, one of these is a shop. We tested there, though, so it can't be there. Ah, whatever. Alright, we're gonna move on. I think we're in a good place statistically. We're really close to the Spun transformation, which would be awesome for our damage. Apart from that, more bomb synergies, and especially bomb immunity would be nice, because I can see myself using number 2 quite frequently on this run, and honestly, it's done great work for us so far. Like, Toxic Shock would also indirectly be huge for us, because the ability of Toxic Shock to give us extra damage when starting a room would basically lower the HP of every enemy to the point where maybe a single Toxic Bomb would get the job done. We basically have piercing bombs right now, is how I'm thinking of it. Like, our shots deal damage to or our bombs deal damage to every enemy on the room. So, it is slowing us down slightly to have to, you know, place a bomb in such a roundabout fashion, but kind of trying to hit a happy median here. Puberty's a fine pill. Lockdown sucks. 2 I can see forevers. I mean, it's not really worth anything, but we can take the second one to the next floor. And are we going to keep store credit or the Liberty Cap? I think the Liberty Cap is good enough that that using store credit, even to pick up a not that amazing item on this floor, and then taking Liberty Cap with us is probably the right way to go about things. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm more worried about, you know, just our key situation in general. Not being able to get to the item room and shop in the first place is more troubling than, you know, not being able to min-max 2, like, 6 out of 10 trinkets perfectly. At least I think. Where's my... There we go. There's my bomb, and it came just a little bit too late. But life goes on. We're really, like, in a ridiculously good position in terms of our HP, and that is the thing for which I am most grateful right now on this run. Okay, we can't grab that. Other things that would be, you know, pretty nice right now if we could swing them. The ability to fly. Another key is good. In fact, while we're low on consumables, I know I already said bomb synergies would be nice, but specifically glitter bombs. If we can manage to make that happen, just to help our key situation get better. And a trinket like AAA battery, or alternatively getting 9 volts or Nun's Habit would be really nice, so we can use Lemon Mishap more. Like, Lemon Mishap is good, but we're not necessarily getting the value out of it that we would, that I would like to, or that we could get. Yeah, I knew they had to be close to the breaking point here. Pretty good bomb placement as well. Just move it along here. We definitely have to check our curse room. As unscientific as this may be, the fact that we've gotten, like, a lot of Spirit Hearts out of red chests so far makes me think, perhaps falsely, we got a better chance of getting Spirit Hearts out of this red chest. And we didn't, but it didn't really burn us either way. We'll take all the bombs we can get here, and we should be able to see our second secret room as well. With 2 keys, we absolutely can go to the shop. So I think we definitely use store credit to buy whatever we want, and then we take it from there when it comes to Liberty Cap. But now I'm at the point I'm like, is Liberty Cap even worth walking back for? Answer, probably yes. Cricket's Head is a great item. We will buy Stopwatch, and we'll go back for Liberty Cap, and then I think we're pretty much good to go here. Another relatively good floor. Stopwatch is not overpowered anymore. It's a really hard habit to get out of, because I see Stopwatch and I go, oh, it's in our secret room. I see Stopwatch and I go, oh, can I take it without, you know, people getting mad? But you really shouldn't be mad about it. It's not as game winning as it used to be, but it still makes Boss Rush and Hush, you know, more doable, which I think is great. But the big pickup here, at least as of right now, is the Cricket's Head pickup. Wow, the Frail is very fast. I would ideally like to land the actual bomb. It's one of the few enemies or bosses that's actually, like, really annoying to hit. With our kind of existing framework here. Like, we really need to spit out a bomb right next to him. There we go, that's gonna work. That's gonna work! It worked. I still took damage, but it's gonna slow him down, so more power to us, I suppose. And we could still use some DPS. Oh, he's confused. Wait, is that... That's my creep, is it not? Do I even make creep? Why did I think that was my creep? Either way, meat, it's HP. It's a very, very small damage improvement, but I'm not mad about it. And we'll pop I Can See Forever. Maybe don't want to throw down a bomb in this situation. Get away from me, please. Don't speak to me or my son, etc., etc. There we go. No, that was last run. I was like, we've seen this pill, and the answer is yes, we have. You know, hundreds of times over the course of thousands of Isaac runs. But in reality, that was like our puberty pill last time that we got 15 times en route to actually like a 23-minute win that didn't have any business being a 23-minute win. It was a little scary. This one is a little bit, at least, I don't know. It's hard to say how this compares to our last run. Because it is, I think this run is certainly more interesting. Oh, Tech 0.5 is really good as well. But I think that we're in a direr position, although not really a bad position. What really changed on the last run was I started strong and then like didn't get much better. This run has actually gotten a lot of improvements over the course of it, you know, throughout. So I feel like we're probably fine for the immediacy of the now. My favorite self-help book. But that could change in the future. On the other hand, though, I would expect the deal with the devil to come about here. And it seems like my rate of fire is ridiculously good now. But, oh, you know what? Liberty Cap, right. That's why Liberty Cap, I underestimate it as a trinket sometimes. Because it's like, man, why is our rate of fire so good? Did milk, like, permanently pop somehow? But no, the answer is Liberty Cap gave us the exact stat up we needed there. And Magic Mush is not going to hurt either. Thank you, number 2, for enabling that to happen. Now we're going to see if we can get Blood Bag. Ideally. You know, you don't need to pop the Betrayal, like, overlay every single time. I get it. It's not like it bums me out. It's just sort of like unnecessary because it doesn't do anything good for us or for society. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for the dime. And no luck upgrades, but 43 cents is a certain variety of luck in its own right, I would posit. There you go. Maybe if we just get a battery charge every room, we don't need to get Nun's Habit. That was terrible dodging on my part. Now, just no Krampus. That was really stupid as well. Slow down, slow down. No Krampus, please. We got... Tears Up is actually very important because our tier rate sucks. And we did get Krampus. Why was I saying no Krampus? It's not that I think Krampus is going to beat us. It's just we're in such a good position to take a deal with the devil. We had lots of unfilled Red Heart containers, but instead, we don't get to do that. And, I mean, we technically could just head down to the next floor, but I think it's probably in our best interest to look for a shop, considering that we got 43 cents right now, and we will do so. I mean, it's still good to get the Krampus tax out of the way. But I wish that we'd had the opportunity to pick up pretty much anything. And at this point, you know, with the rate of fire increase and the Magic Mush pickup and the fairly ridiculous amount of damage that we have, it's probably fair to say that our DPS is worth, you know, testing now, as opposed to just using predominantly our bombs to deal damage. But I'm still a little wary about that. Plus, I'm having a good time using our bombs as I've been using them so far. You don't get number 2 every run. Maybe like 1 in every 5 runs, so it's important to take advantage of it. And I also took advantage of that Judgment there, who gave me an HP upgrade. Not completely necessary at the present moment, but not a bad use of company time either. Tech 0.5 is really starting to pile on the damage here as well. Just a little bit of a value add when we're already... Like, we have to hold the fire button down at all times regardless. Just to get bombs to spawn. Yeah, we'll take Hive Mind, even though it's not great right now. And we'll take what I was hoping to be an enabler to get out of Boss Rush for free, which was not, but that's also fine. We actually might be well poised to just do Boss Rush, considering our damage is okay. We have a spacebar item that recharges pretty frequently. And we have... oh, that was really dumb. And we have... that was equally dumb to basically do the same thing again, but... and we have... the stopwatch. So the stopwatch could make that a lot easier. Now, is the arcade around here on the way back? It's up here, right? Like, right then up? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make an executive decision. If this is willing to pay out, I will go to the boss trap room. We lose like 3 seconds of our lives every time we play this fucking blood bank. Because of the betrayal overlay coming up. There we go. Don't take it. Don't take it. This is the best of all possible worlds. As long as we don't forget about the blood bag, we just gave ourselves a really nice boost. good speed improvement, and really we're not going to suffer at all because our HP is artificially deflated right now so that we can get into this room, and then we'll just pop right back up. Now, if we can get, like, I don't even know. It's not really what I was looking for, but, you know, I didn't get my answer out in time, so I can understand your concern. And Mega Fatty going down in, like, 3 seconds here is a great indicator of how strong this run is right now. Bob's Brain landing is good as well. Really doing well on alternative damage sources. And that's the kind of run I like. Well, you know, I like a lot of different kinds of Isaac runs. I like a lot of, basically any Isaac run in which I have a great chance to win, I'm very positive on. So, I think that this is just one of the more novel archetypes. But I like it either way. And we're really, really killing it from an HP standpoint. And from a damage standpoint, I think we're doing just fine. 30 seconds behind schedule for Boss Rush. But considering the amount of unnecessary shenaniganery we got into there. And if it's not a word, I'm making it a word. You know what I mean. Try that on for size. See if it works. We could still use a piercing shot, but honestly, Tech Point 5 makes that sound like I'm just being kind of whiny. Oh, why don't I get a piercing shot? I have hive mind, but I don't summon enough flies. Look, okay, that's not what I sound like, self. Don't be like that. Greed fight, well worth doing, especially because it means that, I mean, I was hoping to get maybe Steam sale, but we got a lot of money, and it means that our shop is guaranteed to not have greed, which is almost as valuable as the reward that we got in the first place. Hey, Tomo. How's it going, buddy? You look like you're freaking. Why are you freaking? You just poop or something? Tomo's a big pooper, and he likes to tell you after he finishes. He's like, hey, I pooped. You might think that's gross, but, you know, if you ever go to the vet's office with your pet, like, the first thing they ask you, hey, did your pet... Are they pooping okay? Have you checked their bowel movements? I don't know. Does it reflect poorly on me if I do? Am I a bad pet owner if I don't? I don't understand. You know, I don't necessarily track every single poop that my cat makes, but I suppose I should to know the ins and outs. Retrovision. Fantastic. There was a thread on the subreddit, the Isaac subreddit, not my subreddit, but the Isaac subreddit that was like, what's the first mod you're going to make for Afterbirth Plus? One of the top comments, getting rid of Retrovision from the game? Yeah, okay. I can understand where you're coming from on that one. It really does add nothing. Just kind of like a weird joke. Oh, now we get Steam sale. Hanged Man, not worth too much. Why? That was kind of stupid. It's not like soul-sundering dumbness, but great name for an album as well. But there's not really much reason, I would say, to pay 3 cents for your 19th key. But we're rich in terms of keys and in terms of money, so I guess not really that big of a deal either. Okay, get him to step on that. He might be done already. More or less done already. And we might get a deal with the devil. I mean, we did deserve one, but mathematically, we care not for your desires. Deservedness, that's it, not desires. They probably care not for my desires either. Well, maybe, maybe not. I guess I am, you know, a player. They want to please the consumer. You get the idea. Okay. Burnt penny. We can hold 2 trinkets. Oh, that was last run. Okay. Maybe. I could see a case for getting rid of Liberty Cap to hold burnt penny, but neither of them are overtly exciting trinkets. And at this point, I think I'm more excited about having the ability... That was very stupid. I'm more excited about having the ability to occasionally see the map than I am about, hey, you know, once every 3 pennies we'll give you a bomb. Not strictly necessary at the present moment. Glitter bombs, exactly what we asked for. Keep in mind, if you disagree with me on burnt penny, I agree with your right to disagree, but at the same time, we basically have unlimited bombs. It's just a matter of whether or not we can place them when we want to. We should go back for the curse room. Without an arcade, there's basically no chance for us to get into that boss trap room. And we are on boss rush floor, so there is a very good chance, I would say, that we get to that. So try to place bombs and blow up exploding enemies close to Algiz is pretty good too. Close to Skulls, so maybe we can get a teleport card. I mean, this might be the way that we get to boss rush, or sorry, to the boss fight to begin with. It isn't, and I learned that pretty quickly, but that's okay. We still got plenty of time, and we're making great time as well, which is even more of a positive. We probably could have made it in there without taking an extra hit, but life goes on. All right, Guppy items or deal with the devil teleports, please. Bob's Curse is actually very good as well, and a contingency that I did not plan for, but a good one nonetheless. Oh my god, okay. Self. Although your speed is very high, when you take damage like this, I ask you, why? Why? It would be good to slow it down, lest ye give viewers quite the frown. Your Isaac's skill it does betray when you choose the shitty plays. So from now on, please play more deftly. And let this sound quite treble clefty. The end. A second quarter, also terrible damage again, but the poem hopefully is worth it. Algiz, Empress. You can make a case that the Empress is actually better than Algiz, I think, right now, for boss rush. Are we gonna do boss rush? Valid question right now. What we are gonna do is play this until, I would say until 1920 here. We're gonna get in our time machine, we're gonna travel back to the dawn of the Roaring 20s, 8 years before the unforeseen Great Depression wiped out 80% of the net worth in North America. Or at least Canada and the United States. What a time to be alive. Alright, well we got 1 second left. Blow it up. We got our money back. Well, we got like 1/8 of our money back. That's alright. I want to give myself the opportunity to get to boss rush. Blind Rage is okay, but not good enough. Oh, I really would have liked a Spirit Heart there. I mean, Steven's good, and probably better for us long-term than a Spirit Heart, but, you know, we swung and missed on a deal with the Devil chance there as a result, probably, so I'm a little bummed. Good Bob's Brain hit. That Bob's Brain hit enabled us to at least see boss rush. And we get the Magnet, Virgo, Scorpio, none of it's really good enough, honestly. So, as much of a bummer as it is, we're just gonna leave. It's not worth it right now, unfortunately. So, Curse of the Blind is either meaningless or like in 90% of circumstances, probably meaningless. But in the 10% of circumstances in which it makes a difference, it's making a difference because it made a big difference. You know, you only notice Curse. Let me frame it by describing the opposite first. You only notice Curse of the Blind when you pick up an item that is run changing in a negative fashion. Because if you go, oh, well, it's a question mark, and it turned out to be Steven, for example, you're not, like, pissed off. You're like, that's completely okay. If you pick it up and it's Cursed Eye, that's where things change. Wow! Good choices on our direction here. Probably should have killed the virus last, or the lust last, so we could get the virus. So we are still away from Spun, and this run's starting to get a little dicey, and there goes our deal with the Devil chance again. And, okay, maybe that was even dumber than the first deal with the Devil chance miss. Please, please. Breakfast. Not really worth it. Okay. Still continuing to move along. This run actually has a lot of similarities with the last run. Namely, there's the same idiot driving the bus here. Now, this is a room in which we have to be a little scared. Or not a room, sorry. That room was fairly easy. But it's a floor on which we have to be a little bit scared because we don't have any knowledge of what our HP is right now. I think we were at 5 out of 7 HP. So, we'll try to... Is that a meme? I feel like 5 out of 7 is a meme. Maybe I accidentally just memed. Allow me to make a mea culpa. A Hail Mary. Hail Mary is full of grace. Hail Memory. It doesn't really... You know, I'm trying here, okay? It's episode 3000. Right before a new expansion comes out. Give me some freaking slack as I try to keep the memes fresh into the new year. But what this means is that I'm really, like, even more so than the last floor, I'm incentivized to not take damage. Because if I take damage, it means that I have to store a variable in my mental RAM, which I would rather lose than have to store a variable in my mental RAM. You can't handle my mental RAM. My mental RAM would cause an overflow error on even the strongest microprocessors. Tomo does not like when I do that voice. By the way, I recognize that that was a sentence that was borderline computer illiterate. Please recognize that it was just off the top of the dome piece. You know, it's not a well-researched piece of dialogue. It was just an improv bit. But I look forward to the comments from computer engineers. I mean that sincerely, you know, it's a learning opportunity. So far, we're just hitting a lot of dead ends. Curse of the Unknown plus an arcade is not doable. It's just, it's the wrong decision right now. Unless we had Bloody Penny. Then we could do a little bit of mental arithmetic and ensure that we kept ourselves in the game. I don't know. I feel like to not take Liberty Cap would be like a betrayal right now. Liberty Cap has been good for us. Ooh, this could be good as well. 2 Spirit Hearts. I don't think we've taken damage, so a deal with the devil should actually be in the cards for us, if I'm not mistaken in that regard. So, I'm pretty happy. I'm excited. I'll take Head of the Keeper, which is not really worth too much right now, and this is probably a second secret room. It was not, much to my surprise. You know, maybe a little bit more floor here than I expected to find. Good stuff, okay. No tinted rocks, but I think we've played a lot better on this floor than we did on the last floor. Rich in keys, so this is no problem. And the incentive for a really good deal with the devil here is that if we got the exact deal with the devil we want, you know, if we got a full Guppy transformation or something right now, the Hush exists. We've got stopwatch, 70 cents, and a fuckload of keys, so there is a case to be made. There's also a case to be made for us being almost literally unkillable, but only in an academic sense, as ridiculous as that might sound. Basically, what I'm getting at is we have glitter bombs, and we can make our own glitter bombs via number 2. Nah, it kind of sucks, unfortunately. We can make our own glitter bombs via number 2, so we could effectively just create endless red hearts given enough time, but we'd have to have the patience to do that, which I, like, quite frankly, just don't, so. Also, that's a lame way to win, in my opinion. If desperate times call for desperate measures, but our times are not that desperate to warrant that level of desperate measure, I think. So we got 6 HP, and I think fairly markedly improved ourselves on that last floor as a result of the little brim pickup. Head of the Keeper, you know, at this point, you could take it or leave it. We're probably not using the money for anything unless we get money equals power. A bomb synergy, obviously, would be more valuable, but that's what the chest is for. But it seems like we're gonna... To say that this is gonna be a coast to victory is probably a little bit optimistic, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be too far behind the 8 ball. You know, moving forward and moving onwards here. And I have to be honest, you know, Bob's Brain has done great work for us. Number 2 has done great work for us. Lemon Mishap has done great work for us. We're getting a lot of good damage from some somewhat, I mean, they're not unorthodox sources, but, you know, they're not the most, like, if I ask you how you want to run, rarely is the answer going to be number 2. Usually it's going to be like, oh, I got high damage, you know? I got a really good rate of fire. I got the Guppy transformation. Number 2 as your win condition is at least noteworthy. Since we have no Guppy items, I don't care about going to the curse room. You know, we could trade a red heart for, at best, 1 spirit heart. Why 1 spirit heart? Because you're going to spend the other one on the way out. We could get a deal with the devil transformation, but it's one of those things where, like, the dice roll on it is such a shot in the dark that I don't think it's worth it. Although, we took a chance on that dice roll, and Pretty Fly ended up showing up for us. An item that is, if, you know, a little bit unremarkable, also very good defensively, so. You know, it's a win-win. Well, it's not really a win-win, it's a win. We don't really get a second win out of it, But we get the win of it existing in the first place, so. Go back and get the Spirit Heart. Do you use Algiz on Isaac? That's when a run becomes somewhat academic. This is the kind of question you ask yourself. Is it worth using Algiz on Isaac? Isaac is not necessarily harder than Blue Baby. However, by using Algiz on Isaac, I generally think that Algiz is one of those runes that it's better when you use it on the first available, you know, high value target. And the reason for that is you might get the same rune for the next opportunity that you have to use it. So I think that it's like not using a coupon. You're like, okay, well, I get 10% off my Lipton soup purchases if I use this coupon, but maybe in 6 months I'll make a more, you know, high value Lipton soup purchase. You're probably, you know, you might, but the opportunity cost for, you know, not taking advantage of the coupon is worse in the first place. So that is why I am going to make the effort to just pop this here. I will say there's a mild antagonistic dyssynergy between Little Brim and number 2. And my reason for suggesting that is that with number 2, that was actually a fairly good bad gas pill. With number 2, you want to charge up until you get a bomb ready to go most of the time. But with Little Brim, you just want to charge up until it's ready in the first place. But it's, you know, if we're talking about that, the run's probably in a pretty good situation, which it is. So Hermit card could be good, could be bad. Most likely to not really be worth much at all. The Mind means that we will want to teleport because we can now see how far away the boss fight is, and it's quite far. The Hermit card has lowered the barrier to entry for getting to this boss fight. So, although I wouldn't say we got, like, you know, 10 out of 10 items in the chest there, it's fair to say we probably are relatively happy. I can't remember if Bob's Curse, if this is the second Bob's Curse we've gotten, or if we only got it on the last run. I know I made a comment. This is when the runs start blending together a little bit, but I made a comment like, Bob's Curse is an item that I probably rate higher than most people. 5 bombs is good, and Poison Bombs, one of the better, oh my lord, one of the better synergies. But, I mean, it's not, strictly speaking, it's not the most amazing pickup we've gotten in the game. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude to it or anything like that, but you get the idea. You see, this is what you do. You take damage to slow down the room, and then it makes it much easier to kill all of these guys. At this point, you know, even if we got Shoop the Whoop, you're not going to convince me to get rid of Lemon Mishap. It's going to take something better than that. That was terrible damage, by the way. This room should be somewhat easier if we can just trigger these enemies to actually go inside of the danger pit. As long as we watch out for our own bombs, we should be okay. 4 HP is not where I want to be, but I did it to myself. Dead Bird. Another item that is made... Wow, I hate Bob's Brain on this room, and I always forget. Another item that is made better by taking damage, but it's not really an archetype I'd necessarily want to pursue, given the fact that I have started to appear to be squandering this run on the later half of the chest here. But honestly, just getting that 1 red heart changes things a lot. I'm not even going to take this pill, because just the off chance that it could be addicted is too much. I'll take it after we finish this room, I guess. Best of all possible worlds. It was Hematemesis, which actually could have been terrifying as well, but ended up working out just fine, thankfully. Alright, watch out for your own bombs. Again, as long as you watch out for your own bombs, you should be completely fine. Don't worry so much about landing those little brim shots. They're good, but not 100% necessary to succeed. Bob's Brain is worth a lot. Your own shots are worth a lot. Everything else is gravy. I think he's taking damage from Lemon Mishap, weirdly enough. Alright, that was not bad at all. 30-minute run. Never really got overpowered, but got some high-quality items over the course of that. We'll do a little post-Isaac stretch. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. New Isaac episodes come out every single day at 6 a.m. my time, which is Pacific. If you enjoy them, click the like button, subscribe. I'll see you next time.